a pro-Trump conservative media influencer from Brazil living in the United States for many, many years, has been arrested by ICE and now faces deportation. And this came not long after this right-wing influencer came out and publicly said, I support Donald Trump. I like the guy. He said that most immigrants need not be worried because federal officers are only arresting criminals. They're all crooks, the lot of them. And then Junior Pena was rounded up. Oops. They're only getting the criminals. They're only getting the bad ones. And let me tell you, they're almost all bad ones. They're not coming after the regular immigrants. Yoink, says ICE, and plucks him out of his home. You still support Trump now? Do you still support the Department of Homeland Security now? You still think ICE is out there doing a bang-up job now that you're in one of those facilities, bud? How'd that go? Yeah, as per usual, the finding out part is not as fun as the fuck around part. Also, maybe learn a little bit of history. It's never just one group. When a politician runs for office and they tell you, this group is causing so many problems in your life, I will get rid of this group, like Trump did with immigrants, or like Hitler did. It's never just that group. There is always escalation. There is always the snowball. We're not even getting out all the immigrants, only the criminals, only the bad ones. And then they start getting more. And then, well, they always did. They never just went after criminals. But then they start rounding up U.S. citizens. Then they start killing protesters in the streets. See how the escalation happens? And it happens fast. All of that has happened here in the United States in less than a year. So, Mr. Pena, I encourage you, read a book. A real book, not one written by one of those conservative authors that God knows they don't even know how to spell. Read a real book about history. Honestly, pick a country, right? It doesn't have to be American history. It doesn't have to be German history. Pick a book about almost any point in human history, and you're going to find that it always starts with getting people rallying around the hatred of one specific tiny group of people. Didn't mean to make that hand gesture. Once they finish with that group, they expand it. And, oh, well, we got to take out these folks too. Well, why don't we just widen it a little bit and start getting these folks? Well, you know what? While we're here, we may as well get all these folks too. Anytime you celebrate the targeting of one marginalized group of people, the celebrations do not last long, because eventually you find yourself being the person that others are celebrating their downfall. Remember that next time. Bunch of super chats came through. It says, smart to keep low profile and carry birth certificate. I honestly don't know. I mean, yes, but that's a horrible thing for me to have to agree with and be like, yeah, carry your birth certificate. I don't want to sound like them. That's what they're saying. But we have also seen people rounded up that literally had those documents on them. So I don't know. I really, and I hate that I can't give a good answer to that, but I don't know. It's terrifying. Kimberly Gray, thank you very much for the super chat there. Jordan Mason says, MAGA is a cult, worships Trump, and thinks he's God's gift sent to save the white man because their version of America is going away. They like to play God. I agree. First they came, says Chris Huggins. Yeah, Martin Niemöller. If you're not familiar with that poem, go. By the way, learned something interesting about the guy who wrote that poem last night. Niemöller, as I said, is the one who wrote it. He was a hardcore anti-Semite, and he voted for Hitler 3 times. So it's a great poem. It's true. It's accurate, but there's a lot, when you start to dig into these things, a lot of stuff you learn that you kind of almost wish you didn't know, but we need to know. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is great. And it's the most important thing we have. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.